You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
Welcome to the Troll Hole Podcast, where we trash the trolls so you don't have to reach in, pull it out, hop aboard the troller holster. We're taking a ride to the spit pit. I'm one of your hosts, the king of Quick Trip himself, Mike Lester. With me, as always, the Mac Daddy. He'll yuck your yum, Ben Katzner.
Yum-a-dum-dum-dum. Put it in my tum-tum. What? Yuck your yum. Every time with this.
That's a good intro, though. That's sharp.
You like it?
Yeah. Well, I just whatever I've done my failed podcasts, I never know what to say in the beginning. I'm not good at that. I'm always just like, here's a show that I'll probably give up on in a couple weeks. Let's start.
I don't know.
That was good.
It's evolved. Really. You know,
I like how it's not even that ironic. You're just kind of going in for it. I appreciate that. You know? I guess it's ironic, but like you're committing to it. I like that. It's hard work. If you would have done the intro, it would have been fucking. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
God, I wish that wasn't true, but that is so very true.
And then you're making fun of me. You're like, I don't need it, but you need that shit, you know?
I appreciate, it's branding too, right?
Of course,
like the spit pit. The fans like the spit pit. You know?
Yeah.
I say the hell well. You know,
you need all that. You need like a name for your fans. I never had that.
Well, slop toppers.
Hershbergians really failed.
Anyway, we got Raanan Hershberg here.
Wow.
Whatever. Who cares? I fuck up the intro anyway, so whatever. Doesn't matter. What's up, buddy? How are you?
You gotta let him say my name. Jesus, that was brutal.
Raanan Hershberg.
Yeah. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's easier after I fuck it up.
I've been practicing. I was worried.
When people introduce me, like if they don't know me, they're always so focused on my first name that they forget that my last name is also like difficult. So, but they'll be like, "All right, give it up for Raanan." Like they'll just like.
It's just.
I always tell when people ask to pronounce my first name, I'm like, think about the second too. It just gets Jewier. It doesn't stop. It doesn't
It just gets Jewier is such a good special title.
One time I was doing I do the story now on my show, but I was doing this really hillbilly show in a county fair, and the guy brought me up. He goes, "Give it up for," he like looked at the name, and he was like, Ronald Harrington, everybody. Let him hear it. He just like de-Jewed my name in a second.
Now, a county fair. Were you like one of a couple comedians, or did you follow something crazy like a pig show or something where they're like whipping the pigs around? You ever see that?
They fucked a pig. That was the opener.
I've seen
the
that
host
episode of Black
was
Mirror.
a pig, actually. The host was the pig that won the award, and he. So honestly, the fact that he even said a name at all is pretty impressive.
The swine crushed.
It was like this was like 10 years ago. It was like it was this fair where like there was no stage. They drove a pickup truck onto this racetrack.
I feel like I've seen pictures of this.
I have a picture. Yeah. And then I had to perform to like the people in like the bleachers, like 200 feet away.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
fuck.
Yeah. And then the way they began the show, the guy running it was like, all right, before we begin, a quick announcement. Horse number 3, Harriet, the one who crashed in the third race, we did have to put her down. It's out of the way. Who's ready for a comedy show?
I've done corporates like that where like, here's an in memoriam for employees that died this year. And I'm like, what? I'm an acquired taste.
Every corporate show is like, we're just going to show a video of a kid who withered away from cancer before he started. Is that cool?
You're like, that's not what the show's about even. Like, it's just kind of our thing.
We're going to show this footage of this guy getting murdered.
We
he
caused the death.
Member
this
of the community.
is your time slot, all right?
We're going to put a kid with AIDS in a wheelchair up front. He's going to just die in front of the audience, and then we'll bring you up to do a tight 5. Is that all right? It's like always, they like never understand.
Ooh,
it's just always like tragic.
They're like, remember, no cursing.
No cursing, yeah.
A 5 I could do, though. Yeah. Usually it's like, you're going to do an hour after the in memoriam candlelight ceremony.
You
like,
really want to have the in memoriam at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Because no one in the in memoriam is worried about following a comedian. You know what I mean? They're not like, up in heaven being like, fuck, shit, how do we follow this, you know?
How about this? No in memoriam.
It's a classic example of how we care more about the dead than the living, if you think about it. It's so much easier to be like, in memoriam first, but you have a human being trying to do a show.
Yeah, that's
we don't
bullshit.
care about them, yeah?
Knock
it's
it
like
up.
we care more about the fetuses and the...
I don't like it
humans or
when we have a
whatever.
friend, someone I know on, and then you bond with them. This happened with
yeah.
Shane too. I don't like this shit. It doesn't feel right to me.
Well, they just know you well.
Well, Michael, I think we should start with the question we always start with.
Yeah.
Did anybody say anything weird to you this week?
Yes. So yesterday, it was one of my coworkers' birthdays, and he was turning 26. And he exclaimed to me, "I am old now." And I was like, 26 is not old. And then another coworker chimed in. They're like, "Yeah, 26 is not old. 30's old." And I'm 31.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then I said a very dad comment that I cringed after I said. I was like, one day, hopefully, you'll both be 30.
Wow.
And then they're like, "Yeah, then I'll be old," which was perfect. That was the perfect.
Did you mean it as like you're like, you could die young kind of threat? Or like, were you just like, what did that mean to you?
I mean, knowing me, probably.
Because it feels like you'll be lucky if you make it to 30 is what that feels
The
like.
story just hurts everyone older. Like I'm 39, so
Yeah.
I was hurt by you
Yeah.
feeling old. It was like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And there's like going to be a 50-year-old listening being hurt. That I was hurt by you being hurt. Yeah.
The 50-year-old has a noose around their neck already. They're like, "Oh, fuck it. I'm ancient.
Yeah.
I'm a fossil."
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't great.
That's not great. Yeah,
that
we don't
wasn't
like
great.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
tough.
old anyways? I feel like 80's old.
31.
I mean, it's just as you. Why are you 31?
No, he's 31.
Oh,
Yeah.
I as you get
Ben's
old,
41.
really
No, I'm 36.
every age,
You wouldn't know.
the closer you get, it's
we're
just
not-
always older later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. People live longer. It doesn't really matter.
Ben, did anyone say anything weird to you this week?
Yeah. What do I want to? This happened yesterday. I was doing a show in outstate Minnesota. Always a little bit tough. Not that far away.
do you keep doing
Because I need
these
money, you
shows?
fucking queef. What do you think you know why I do it. Why do we do any of this shit? I don't want to do any of this shit, but I need the fucking money, okay? And this one was it wasn't like even that far. It was probably like a half hour away, but it was far enough. It was a fun show. I had a good time. It was outdoors. I haven't done an outdoor show in a long time, but it actually went pretty well. And then afterwards, it was a free show, so I was like, "Hey, we're gonna pass around a tip jar or whatever." And I passed it around. I was like, "If you don't put a fun little joke that I do, I'll go, hey, this money goes back to the comedians, but I understand money's tight. But if you don't put money in here, you are racist." That's what I said. Which worked. It was all white people almost, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
Like whatever.
They're cheering.
There's definitely one guy in the back who's like, "No, I'm racist as fuck." I don't care."
yeah.
But after I opened the floodgates with that because I brought it up, right? I know I shouldn't do that because I know it's going to come back to
you
haunt me
get the
later.
post show. Yeah.
So post show, dude comes up to me and he goes, "I'm sorry for being white." And I was like, that actually wasn't the bad. I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "You should apologize." But then he wanted to take a picture with me and another black comedian on the show, and he goes, "Do you mind if I tell people that you guys are my black friends?" And I was like, "Actually, I have a pretty big problem with that."
Why do you have to ask you? Couldn't he just do
He
that?
could have just done it
Does
because he wants
does he
us
know
to know.
you? Like
No.
like,
He,
just
no,
tell people.
he just really.
That's what I do.
Same. Yeah. I just do it, man.
You don't have to ask the person.
He was a little hammered.
Ask for forgiveness.
I wanted your story to be such a traumatic racist experience that it made his story look really just like classic white people problems. Oh, I felt a little old at 30. They're like, someone called me the N-word last week. It was kind of weird. But
comedy.
yours is awkward too. 30 is old,
So I just was in a sundown town and I got chased out and the sheriff was holding a noose. But
it's a
31.
little weird, but that sounds really bad too.
No, it's just the running theme here is like I usually go to like Wisconsin and then a white person says some wild shit to me.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much run out of those stories already because
we've used them up. This is our second of the day too. So my big banger was the first episode.
But this isn't like she didn't say anything weird, but she was doing something weird, and I haven't told my wife about this yet, so I have to tell her after the podcast. But
another
I
one
made
of these.
I made a joke about like I don't know people like sex parties or key parties or something, and there's this one like purple haired lady who was like too into it. She's like, "Woo!" And I was like, "Okay, all right, we're having fun, whatever." And then she pulled me aside later and she's like, "This is a big swinger city. Like, so people, I asked people also, I was like, hey.
Oh, it seemed like you were looking for
She was like, people here really responded to the sex party thing because we are all, like, a lot of us here are swingers or whatever.
Oh, okay.
What
And I was
town
like,
was this?
Yeah. You want to know?
Oh, I know what town it was.
What was it?
Champlin.
It was Champlin. That's right. How do you know, Michael?
Your IG
You get
story.
there and everyone's like, no, we're not swinging. They
Yeah,
just all
yeah,
lie to
yeah.
you. No, we don't
I'm
do
like,
swinging
I'm here for the swinger.
No, we never do that. What are you, crazy?
I'm not even that old. I'm 31.
So with that knowledge in mind, I was like, oh, this is okay, whatever. And then this other lady asked for a picture.
Oh,
and
boy.
She was with the guy who's like, I'm sorry for being white, okay? And when
Whoa, this same couple.
Yeah, so when we got the picture, I'm gonna use you, okay?
Okay, yeah.
She was here and tight like that. And she did it to the other black comedian too, and I was like, I know what this is. And she didn't say with her mouth, but she was like giving us the go ahead to like,
to what?
She wanted to fuck us, I could tell. It was like grabbing the love handle's lower back, like
how?
down. Come here. Come sit on my face and I'll show you how. But she was very, very handsy, very
You know
grabby.
what she's doing to that picture, too. You know exactly what that's for. You know exactly what
I just hope I hope her whole house burns in a fire and she
she's
never
going to
gets to use it.
3D print a mask of
Wait,
both
why are you
of
mad at her?
I'm not mad at
She's
her.
like inviting you in a subtle way.
It was just a little like, I was like, I don't
That's
want to.
flattering.
Here's the thing. If in that situation, we've all been in these smaller towns, whatever.
Yeah.
If you fuck that lady, you're not just fucking that lady. You're fucking that lady in front of her husband while he's jerking off and like also quoting Family Guy at you.
I like how you assume we're all doing cuckold black experiences. I like how you assume we're all doing the black fucking. You know how it is. The white guy asks you to fuck his wife with your big cock while he jacks off.
Yeah, I don't get
You know how that is for everyone.
I don't get grip for
We're
photos.
we're the guys who watch the black guy fuck her. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We're the cucks. Yeah. Raanan and I are the cucks.
You know, it's an ecosystem. It all works together. It's totally fine.
We're fucking cuck cousins,
Quit
dude.
projecting your black experience onto
I'm
us.
so sorry. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I know it's a hard time for
Man,
everybody.
I thought our office birthday party was a doozy.
I just did. It was just. I'm not like mad at that lady, but that's not the. I'm not trying to fuck anybody. I don't respect you. If you come to a comedy show, I don't respect you enough to fuck you. I'm gonna be honest
Why
with
is
you.
that?
Because you have bad taste in entertainment. So it's not gonna happen. Don't try.
Yeah.
Okay, but for you, has anyone said anything weird to you lately?
Someone called me a kike earlier. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, your old experiences sound really bad. Feeling old, someone wanting to fuck you and wanting to be your friend. That sounds dumb. I'm joking.
I was like, oh, you read my doormat?
Well, this is like a week and a half ago. I was at a show in Key West, and it devolved into a Q&A. I'll just say that.
Love it.
Sure.
And someone in the audience asked, they go, so what brings you to Key West?
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, I've never been asked
Yeah.
in the format where I am doing the thing that brought me there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this not a reality to you that I'm here with a microphone? But to be fair, it was such a small turnout. They probably thought there's no way someone's paying
They thought it was an AA meeting
I'm
or
like,
something.
no, they're paying me. They're losing a lot of money. Well, they are paying me. It was a bad investment.
It was a club owner from the back of the room. It was like, hey, what brought you to Key West, asshole?
So that was weird. I'm trying
That's
to think.
brutal.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah.
That's
Yikes.
really tough.
How do you kill time during the day in Key West?
It's actually a pretty fun town.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, it's fun.
Tea parties.
It's
Sex
like
parties.
that's where like Nick Swartzen absconded to during COVID.
Yeah, he I don't think he's there anymore. He was there
No.
for a while.
He went there for like 18 months. He went there for
Yeah.
like a weekend. It's like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Well, it is like a Jimmy Buffett song where it's like every Jimmy Buffett song is just a cry for help with like a happy melody. And like that's what Key West is. Everyone's like partying, but they're really just drinking themselves to death. It's like really depressing. But it's fun. I mean, like, I went kayaking in these mangroves. My girlfriend was there, so that was nice.
That's great.
And, we went to the beach. Yeah, it was fun. It's very hot. I really hate the heat.
Yeah.
The heat is very fat shaming, and the cold is very fat positive. You know,
Yeah.
I would agree.
that's why you came back here.
I need to be in a climate that respects and loves my body.
But though doesn't it get really hot in the summer here?
It can be kind of muggy.
It can get very hot. We've had a couple very hot the past few summers. It gets up into like the high 90s.
Yeah.
Landlocked heat, humidity. It gets bad.
But
Swampy.
yeah. So yeah. So I don't like. It's weird. I love the ocean, but I do fucking hate it was like pretty hot.
Yeah, if you don't have the coastal breeze or something like you do in LA, it can get tough.
I
really
just feel
quick.
like such a fat, gross piece of shit in the heat. You know what I mean? It's
No,
just
and we
brutal.
agree. Yeah.
I don't
It's
agree.
it's just brutal. I just
Yeah.
and then it's
Are you wearing shorts?
but it's still awful.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do always like a jacket to hide under. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a problem, brother.
Yeah. So that stuff. But it's also like, I'm not wearing the jacket. I'm saying I wish I had a
I don't know.
jacket.
I don't really feel great out
Shorts
here.
and a
No,
parka.
I'm wearing a shirt, but I feel naked with the t-shirt. But it's also like in all the hot, muggy cities, it's always fried food there too. That just makes
Absolutely.
you feel even worse.
Nothing
you know what I mean?
light.
It should only
Yeah.
be salads in the South because
Yeah.
it's so hot out.
Something cold.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but
Yeah,
anyway,
You
but
came in with a lot of takes on this podcast.
I love it.
but it's
I love
you know,
it.
So that was. I'm trying to think of what other weird things.
Key West too. That's a nice paid vacation. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
essentially what it was, right?
No, I made money. You're like the person in the audience. I'm sorry. You're not saying I didn't make money.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm saying you got paid and you got a vacation out of it.
Sometimes there's like places where it's like, yeah, you're right. Sometimes there
my
are gigs
idea-
I've done where it bounces out, but it's just like a nice vacation.
Oh yeah, my idea of
But
a
no, you're
paid
right, paid
vacation,
vacation,
is like the comedy cave in Calgary,
right,
which is not like Key West. That's
Jeez
very
Louise,
opposite,
brother.
Yeah,
No, it's a nice. It's cool. I mean, you know, it's a cool. It's a cool venue. It's a cool club. I have fun. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's great.
Do you take the lady with you to most of your places now?
No, that'd be crazy.
Hey babe, I got Minneapolis
Take her
coming.
Champlin.
I got Minneapolis coming down the pike.
No, I don't take her everywhere.
She's one of the first people to ever book me in New York.
Really?
I think about that all the time.
Oh, wow.
She's super cool.
Oh,
I like her a
wow.
lot.
And I've
I
never
think she
booked
could do
you.
better. But
I don't think I ever had a show. She goes on the night, like, you know, like Florida or
Yeah.
like, we do an Aruba gig. She goes,
sure.
Ooh, where do
yeah.
you perform in Aruba?
It's this club called, do you know Aruba?
No. Look at me. Of course I don't know.
I'm trying to
Aruba.
get familiar, man.
Like where? Like what do you even mean where? Like location
Like
or
what's
club?
the club?
Oh,
What's
it's called
the venue?
Aruba Rays.
I'm like, hey, you
Or
performing
like, do you want
on
to
the
know what
beach?
area
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Aruba? It's called Aruba Rays. It's this comic. He lives in New York half the time.
I love that.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, Aruba's cool. It's tough, you know. The shows where it's like vacationy, it's not always the best crowd.
Yeah.
because they've
Sure.
had fun all day.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't put a lot of stake into
No.
the show, and they're like
Yeah.
pretty drunk. It's the places that are like kind of shitty, where like they're like, we better
Yeah.
better have joy tonight,
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
They're
you know, we're
starved.
gonna kill ourselves.
Yeah,
Comedy
yeah.
shows in a nice place and like a fun place should be in the morning. So
Yeah,
then everyone
yeah,
gets
yeah.
the
Yeah.
bad part of their day out
Exactly.
of the way. And then they get to go and have a good
Before
You
time.
don't
the-
want to
yeah.
go to a comedy. I don't. Yeah, it's but you know they're still fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's I guess that's the weirdest
That's great.
thing.
Don't feel like you have
That's
to
great.
search
No,
for it. We're
you
good.
crushed it.
Yeah, you're doing great, buddy.
yeah,
You crushed it. Ben's was but you
Oh,
crushed
suck my fucking toes, you piece of shit. Can't handle this energy right now.
Yeah, what was yours? Someone tried to fuck you.
it. Yeah.
Someone asked if they could be your friend.
Yeah, I was a
I
victim
hate
of
that.
ageism.
I hate that. So I guess this podcast, I don't know how much you know about it, but basically we
zero.
yeah, I mean I didn't really tell you
How
anything
much
about
do
it.
you know
I
about
didn't tell
this
you anything about
The
it.
word has not gotten around.
It'll hit Aruba next season,
Yeah,
so don't
yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it. But we like to talk to people who are like in the public eye, public figures, mostly
Yeah,
comedians, and
yeah.
just about the weird shit that people say to us online and
Okay,
like off
sure.
whatever. So we later will go through some stuff that we looked up, and it's not like terrible.
Oh, yeah,
sort of
that's
like
fun.
you know people said, but
Some of it is.
some of it's pretty.
Yeah.
You probably want to die after. No, I'm just kidding. But
I
like,
forget to delete stuff that Ben doesn't want to talk about.
Well,
so.
it's just like some shit is so mean. I think like comedy's got to the point where it's like at best comedy's bittersweet
yeah.
because whatever success or anything you have, there's so many hateful comments to balance it out. It's almost equal to the self-esteem of someone who never pursued comedy.
Sure. And it's a case that we talk about a lot too. Any viral clip, it's like that's kind of what makes it go viral is the conflict in the comments.
The hate,
that's what drives it is the hate.
Course.
So you need the hate.
I posted a clip. The only thing that's done kind of well recently is that I posted a clip making fun of Germans. And it just really like, it's a simple joke. It was just like a silly little joke. I just said like, in Germany now, it's an old joke. I said in Germany now it's illegal to draw a swastika. Like if you draw a swastika, you'll go to jail.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that. It's like, even though they're no longer Nazis, they're still kind of being Nazis a little bit. And it's just like a fucking
That's
joke.
A great joke.
And these Germans, the only reason why Germans were so deeply offended that I would think that fascism is something. They believe what I was saying.
Yeah. Right.
They thought I was like, you're saying that we should just let swastikas happen? And I'm like, first of all, I don't like agree with what I'm just making fun of you. I'm not like, I'm not like, I don't care.
That's the campaign to bring it back. Let swastikas happen.
Also, let me roast you. You roasted 6 million of my people. Let me fucking roast you with a goddamn joke. And it's all these woke Germans getting mad at me.
The
I'm
woke
like,
Germans.
if you're woke, you should never get mad at a Jew again. If you're really fucking woke.
I was going to say, no one's been through it like the Germans.
I mean, that's insane. They're just like, how dare you? How dare you dismiss fascism? I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. That's like me being like, how dare you make light of slavery, Ben? Seriously, that really offends me. It's like insane.
Germans hate it when you remember their exact history.
Yeah.
They never like it. They don't like it when you bring it up.
Oh, that's a weird comment I had. I just remembered after the show the other night. She's very nice. This German lady came up to me.
Trying to fuck you?
No, she's from Austin. I don't know what she's doing in Minneapolis, but she went on a big rant. She's like, you know, anytime no one knows anything about German history. Every time you go to a bookstore, it's all Hitler. It's all that. It's like we only had 6 years, you know, or like 9 years or 12. There's nothing before. They don't.
She keeps saying long.
I don't know.
They were 15,
well, that was
20,
me trying to remember the window.
50 years of Hitler. Yeah.
But she's like, well, what about all the other stuff, the other great? I'm like, yeah, I mean, Hitler definitely overshadowed that. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Because like, there are a lot of lesser racists who did some great things.
Besides Hitler, it's like Kielbasa and techno.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's it.
I think she wanted us to know more about, like, I don't know. I don't even know who the German. Which ones are the German
Immanuel Kant.
philosopher?
Is that a guy? Is he German?
Yeah, he's German.
That's crazy. That was a crazy poll.
I guess
like
Wilhelm II, you know what I mean? All those, the Wilhelms.
Sure, there's a lot of those.
Hey, Hitler's just kind of like, you know, it's
rolls off the tongue.
Hitler's lucky they didn't listen to old Willie Churchill for as long as they did.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
He was on to him.
I guess it would be Winnie Churchill.
Old Willie Churchill. I almost sounded so smart for a second. I was so close.
He was not going to let you have that. He's like, no. It's
no,
Winnie,
he punched it up. My new buddy Raanan punched it up.
But she wasn't like being like, you know, whatever. I get what she was saying. I mean, it's true. I mean, he should like, but like, it was funny to hear her be like, you know, fucking Hitler. It's all people talk about.
Here's the thing.
There's nothing else to talk about.
The thing is, it is annoying, but you also have to you also just kind of have to shut up and take it.
Yeah,
you kind of have to take your beating if that happens.
The day we think about shit play before Hitler, that's a win for Germany.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I was in Germany. I was doing a gig there, and I was in with some comics. We were in a beer hall in Munich, which is where like Hitler open mic'd a lot of his stuff.
His beer hall push.
Yeah. That's right. And there was these like kind of bald German guys at a table, and they just started singing like a German patriotic song. They're just like Deutschland, and we were like, it's time to go. But that's the thing about I think
cover your head.
Well, the ultimate price Germans have to pay is that they're not allowed to be patriotic anymore without people getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like anytime they get even a little patriotic, we're like, calm the fuck down. Yeah. You remember what happened last time.
Yeah.
And the time before that.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like we didn't do a thing that I forgot. Also with us, producer Neil.
Producer Neil.
What's up,
over
Neil?
in the corner. Neil, we're sorry. We love you.
Keep forgetting to introduce.
Neil is the reason this happens.
You make the whole thing happen, and we always forget to introduce you right away. I'm sorry.
I'm used to seeing you right here,
it's a
Neil.
little different over here.
Yeah.
It is funny though, like I guess Norm Macdonald kind of had a line like this, but it is funny that like Germany like destroyed Europe in World War One, and then they tried it again.
Yeah. Double down. We were close, you know?
Let's just try it one more time, see if we can take over the world. Let's just do it one more time. But anyway, that's the Norm Macdonald bit.
What's he do? When's his next special coming out?
Yeah, that's right.
Ben, he's
What?
deceased.
Whatever. He would have hated me.
Ben,
What do you have?
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
I would have been like,
100%.
hey, Norm. He'd be like, Jesus
I
Christ.
feel like one car ride, he would have made up his mind.
Someone like people like made fun of him after he died. I guess some people thought he was sexist or something, which maybe was. But someone like told a story where it was clearly Norm Macdonald trying to be funny, but they didn't get it. It was like he's so sexist.
Yeah.
One time I asked him, he's trying to name his 3 favorite women comics, and he said he couldn't remember after 2. Like
That's
another
so
one. And I'm
funny.
like, that's clearly him trolling you.
Yeah. They'll post a clip of The View and be like, look at how sexist he is. And he's like, he's fucking
Yeah, it's
doing
like a joke.
bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get. I feel like. Let me ask you this question. I do feel like you. I don't want to say this. You call out like the culture or whatever a lot. You'll be like, oh, woke people on this side kind of annoying. Woke or like super annoying conservative people on this side. You get a lot of hate from those groups when you call out their hypocrisy or bullshit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I think you like when you call out both sides, you end up having no
Yeah.
no basis.
Yeah.
You know?
You're just
You have no country.
You're
Yeah, I have
alone in
no
the
country.
saddest
You have
war of
no
all time.
country. You're just like on the fence being
Yeah.
pelted from each side.
There's
Yeah.
nothing that's more hated than a centrist or
Oh,
someone in
yeah.
center, you know. 'cause,
Centrist
like,
trash,
I
as they
remember,
call it.
not to get political, but I thought it was very funny. There was like an anti-Israel protesters and Israel protesters clashing somewhere, and they were both chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden."
The one unifier in this country is
No, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. You know, but I just make fun of extremes. I just think extremes are bad. You know what I mean?
that's kind of the job as a comic
Yeah, of
anyways. You gotta
course.
make fun of everybody.
Job is to make fun of everyone, and the job to me as a comic is to like transcend ideology.
Yeah.
You know, to have jokes that just to me, I think a job of a comic is to just like lower the tension in the room.
Oh yeah.
Or lower the tension in everything and just have
Diffuse.
people laugh, diffuse, and just have people not get caught up so much
Yeah.
in their ideology
Yeah.
and their culture wars. And like, you know, that's a lot of people say I'm like, I've had people say I'm like cowardly for doing that. Like it's like you fucking
I've
pussy.
tweeted that at you a couple times. Yeah.
But I think that's, I don't know. I think it's actually, I have a new special coming out. It's called Brave, ironically, but also not ironically, because I do think like in a way it's like when you attach yourself completely to it. I mean, whatever, do whatever you want. I'm not talking politics. I'm talking
Sure.
art. I'm talking about jokes.
Yeah.
I think jokes should like, you know, not, I mean, it's not like I don't have some ideological jokes, but I don't think they're my best jokes.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I think jokes should like transcend ideology or dogma, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. That makes
know.
sense.
But it's harder to do now. It's like much harder
100%.
to do. You know what I
Well,
mean?
more people have the ability to have an opinion.
Yeah.
You know, they have access to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
more this is not what this podcast is about, but
This
more-
is exactly
but-
what it's
but
about. Ben.
the general conversation is about this, so that makes sense. But like more comedy is like it's not about the jokes above all. It's about, hey, here's my perspective.
It's also
Right.
it's also the best comedy. It's not about like Raanan said, it's not about a side. You know, it's not about like
I don't know, dude. I watched who's the guy, Rob, whatever his name from
Hubel,
No, from like Big Daddy. This would have been a great riff. I don't remember his name.
Rob who?
Who's at Rob Schneider special? Pretty good stuff in there. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Well,
heard a lot of good stories about him.
That's why I think like both like whatever woke comedy and anti-woke comedy are both equally bad. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're both ideological. And the best comedy is this thing that kind of transcends it. And honestly, it's interesting. I was on a road recently. I was like re-listening to like Bill Hicks. And everyone thinks of Bill Hicks as a super political comic.
Yeah.
But when you actually look at the jokes, they're all the kind of jokes that like where you take a topic and then you just have a diversion.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's the kind of comedy I like, where it's like you take a hot button issue,
Yeah.
but then you divert it into something else. And that's
Yeah.
like all of his jokes seem fairly
Yeah.
like tame now. Like honestly,
Absolutely.
just not divisive. I guess
Sure.
maybe they're divisive at the time. And that's the jokes I like, where you can kind of take the tension
Yeah.
in a topic and then just kind of like divert it to something, I don't know, something else that is like more human and less ideological.
Stanhope is very good with that too. He'll take a big topic and kind of like whittle it down to his personal perspective. And
Exactly.
Have a nice story. Yeah.
And also, something you can learn from Louis, if anyone wants to ever learn from him again.
Cut this out.
Is sophistry. The ability to argue both sides is actually a way to really create more material. And maybe it seems cowardly, but in a way, you can argue everything from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, there is a message in doing that. And it's a bigger message than ideology. It's a message of being able to see people's perspectives. And that's ultimately like the message you know. Anyway, this is not funny.
No, this is deep. This is the deepest we've
Raanan,
ever got.
what's your explore page look like on Instagram?
Yeah, that's literally our next segment.
It's mostly pictures of Emma Watson.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a creep.
For
Do you
real?
have a joke about her?
Like
No, I don't think
poor
so.
things?
No,
what's
that's
It's
Emma
just-
Stone.
It's just a
Whoops.
thing I knew about you that you have I guess I just knew that about you.
Emma Watson.
Yeah, from like Harry Potter.
It was that for a while. I don't. It's not
Oh.
like I even like look at her more like that. I don't know. It just became my. All right, we can look at it. That's fun.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
the best part of the pod every
Yeah.
time.
Like hobbies or anything on
It's
the
just
explore page?
AI Emma
or
Watson porn.
just Harry Potter cartoon porn?
Leviosa.
Yeah.
Is this making your dick rise?
Expecto Patrona.
Wait, what? All right, this is explore page.
Yeah.
Like you did the little search thing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I won't look. I'll just let you.
I mean, I think it's become God the Wi-Fi.
Look at his photos.
I think it's become.
Don't blame the Wi-Fi. You're not on the Wi-Fi.
Oh no, I'm not. I think it's become a little. It feels a little random. What is this? Yeah, it's pretty random. Fuck Hamas. Fuck. No, I'm joking.
Hey, that's our sponsor for the pod.
What do I got? I got. Oh, I'm a big movie guy, so most of my Explorer page is a meme of telling you to like
Sure.
to make a great film. This is Hitchcock to me saying to make a great film, you need three things: the script, and the script.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
like I don't know. I guess I have a lot of that.
A lot of inspirational filmmaking.
Anne
stuff.
Hathaway. I tell you, it's not very good.
Anne Hathaway is a good person to have on your explore
The
page.
biggest complaint from filmmakers is I don't know. It's all film shit. I don't. You
Yeah.
know.
Okay, this is a good segue into my next question for you. Then is do you still do the podcast with Joe? The movie?
Every once in a while, we're not
Okay.
consistent.
What's the feedback for you on your takes on movies and stuff? I feel like that might be even more intense than like some of your comedy shit or whatever.
It is. It can get really intense, which is funny too, because I'm like, I'm not making fun of you personally. So when people call me like an idiot or a moron or an asshole, I'm like, I'm just making fun of a movie.
Right.
That's a big thing with internet now is that someone will make fun of something that's not personal, and then you'll come back with like,
Oh, yeah.
you fat piece of shit. It's like,
Yeah. Well, it's that tribe mentality of like getting behind IP now.
Yeah,
like people are
exactly.
so emotionally invested in IP. Is there like a movie recently that you didn't like that people just dunked on you for?
I mean, we really have, since he had a kid, we haven't done the podcast as much. I used to get hated on the podcast for a bunch of different things.
What's a hot movie take?
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
have?
What's your
Let's see if
hottest
we
movie
agree.
take where
Let's see
people
if I
were?
fight you in my own home.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think I've always like just said, which is also not even that controversial, but I always just said like, Forrest Gump is stupid as shit. And
Well,
I think
that's what
Shawshank
it's-
Redemption
yeah.
is like overrated. And Shawshank Redemption is a stupid person's masterpiece.
Yeah.
So every person who doesn't really know much about film is like, that's the greatest movie I've ever made.
Stupid person's masterpiece.
So people attack me on that, but it's weird though, because like I guess I'm a bit like that's like a pretty traditional like film snob opinion. Like if you look at the
Yeah.
greatest films of all time, like
Yeah.
actual lists,
Yeah.
like by sight and sound, Shawshank Redemption isn't on
No.
it. Forrest Gump isn't on it.
Yeah.
But I do a podcast with Joe, and he has a lot of fucking dumb fans, so they're like shocked. They've never heard.
Who should
that-
like and subscribe to our podcast?
They've never heard that you could criticize Good Will Hunting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he has a lot of dumb Boston, like, what? The greatest movies ever are Good Will Hunting, you know? So I get the last movie I was talking shit about is The Exorcist, which I truly think like,
OG.
yeah, I truly think like you have to have grown up with the devil to find that scary. Because a little girl telling a priest that his mother sucks cocks in hell
Yeah.
is objectively hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
And you have to have been like
That's pretty
drilled with the thoughts of the devil to be like,
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like the priest is like, oh my God, she's just like cursing like a sailor. It's like, that's Cartman. That's South Park. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a great take. That The Exorcist is just
so-
South Park.
It's
Yeah.
like Adam McKay
That's-
She's like,
directed
fuck
it.
you piece of shit.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
mother
It's
sucks dicks in
Cartman.
hell.
Yeah.
You look like a queer in that fucking priest outfit. It's just like, what are we like?
Yeah.
You have to be so skull fucked by Christian Catholicism as
Yeah.
a kid to
The
find
most
that
terrifying
scary.
thing in like was it the 70s or whatever is the baseline for our humor right now.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a great observation.
awesome.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
I used to think you were a dumbass when it came to movies,
guess
but
we've
now
lost-
I'm back on your
I
side.
guess that's true. We've lost our. I guess that's true. That's
But that's
like,
how time works.
yeah, it's like a kid cursing was the
Yeah.
scariest thing back then.
Yeah.
But honestly, this wouldn't happen without like that movie or something.
Right, exactly.
That's why
Yeah.
it's funny. Like,
There's a lot of dated things in horror movies that I love that
Yeah.
are really fun. The most dated part of the movie Scream is there's a part in the middle where so you see the Scream guy kill a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in the beginning.
In
you know.
Scream, yeah.
I've never
And
seen
they
it.
call and then they kill. And then there's a part where Nev Campbell is like getting attacked by one and she runs away and she falls into the arms of her boyfriend who
Yeah.
comes to save the day. But then as she steps back, a cell phone falls out of her boyfriend's pocket.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's the suspect.
Yeah.
Because he has a cell phone.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like the big mystery
Sure.
moment. And then you
Sure.
can watch it cuts to him. He literally is arrested because he has a cell phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And the police chief is literally like, what the hell were you doing with a cellular phone?
Yeah.
Sure.
And the kid, he's like, come on, everyone has them now. And he's like, cut the bullshit.
Is that the original The Call Is Coming From Inside the House movie?
No,
Like,
no.
Did that come from somewhere else?
No, it's the original is a movie called Black Christmas by Bob Clark.
I don't think you like those kinds of movies.
My two least favorite things. And it's called Black Christmas. Bob Clark, who ended up making The Christmas Story. Remember
Oh,
Christmas Story?
yeah.
Black Christmas was a movie about Scream is very influenced by it. It's a movie about a guy who starts calling this sorority of girls and like saying fucked up shit on the phone.
Yeah.
And he starts killing them, but the call's coming from inside the house.
Oh.
And actually, fun fact about horror movies, Halloween was originally John Carpenter talked to the director of Black Christmas and said, do you ever have an idea for a sequel? And his idea was of someone coming back on Halloween to kill a bunch of
Yeah.
babysitters.
He just stole that idea?
Yeah, but I think Bob Clark gave him the blessing.
That's the ultimate troll, dude.
It's repackaging.
Yeah.
You know,
It's making a generational amount of money off of someone else's
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Well, you didn't. I mean, that first Halloween was shoddily made for like next to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Classic.
You want to get to some trolls there, Daddy-O?
Let's get into some trolls here. So this one
So
is
we just looked at different like videos, different whatever
Yeah.
online
Is
stuff.
it about me?
These are about you, but we're making fun of the people.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not-
Not making fun of me.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do that behind your back.
Yeah.
We're not
yeah.
on camera.
All right.
they're making fun of you. We'll make fun of them. So this is from Don't Tell set. This is from Bernard Omatard. At
He
Ber-
has no business trolling anyone.
At Bernard-
with that rhyming opportunity.
Crazy.
Bernard Omatard says he reminds me of early Fluffy, just natural comedy pouring out of him.
This is like so there's one that's Fluffy and there's one that's Ian Carmel. Do you get compared to these people ever? Fluffy is crazy.
I've never heard Fluffy.
Gabriel
That
Iglesias is crazy.
That comment's really insulting just because it's not trying to be insulting.
Exactly.
The most insulting comments are the ones that are trying to be complimentary.
They're mom comments. That's what we call them.
He reminds me of this really fat-faced, not that funny, huge Mexican comedian.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I mean, I've never gotten Fluffy until then. I didn't realize that.
That's not a thing. You're not even in the same wheelhouse. Like he does arenas. You
Yeah.
know? Like you.
I think it was purely the fat.
but you're not big. I mean, I'm bigger than you, whatever.
I'm
but
not as
like,
big as Fluffy.
I know. That's why it's
Like, I don't have a
crazy.
nickname for how my fat feels.
You don't have a brand
Yeah.
for it. That's a whole brand.
Yeah, I'm not so fat. My entire
Yeah.
personality is based on that.
What would you'd be like? Hey, give it up for
Fluffy.
kind of solid Bill.
Yeah.
That's
Coat in
hilarious.
Florida.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I like how
dude.
you're a little bigger, so you're like, Raanan, you're in perfect shape. What are you talking about?
Well, this happens a lot. Like if I do a show and someone I don't know, it happens like once a month. There's like a bigger guy but smaller than me.
Yeah.
He'll be like, so I'm a fat piece of shit
know,
and I
it
should
hurts.
die. And I'm
I
like,
know,
that
I
is
know.
my goal weight that you have.
Well,
right
so
there.
many times I see a commercial and like the before photo is my
Yeah.
goal, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
great.
how do I look
That's
like
really
that
funny.
guy?
That's incredible.
That's fucking hilarious.
I've never gotten. I get the most. Do you want to guess who I get the most?
Yeah.
Ian Carmel's ridiculous because I like Ian. We're friends, but like, it's like we're not. Neither of us are that like famous that they should be like. You look like it's like we're just two fat people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if we're not really.
The
I mean,
Ian Carmel comment was he looks like Ian Carmel, and then it was like underneath it was like, do you see it?
Reminds me of Ian Carmel, and then the reply is not anymore.
Because he lost a
oh,
lot of
that's
weight.
funny. That's really funny. That's really funny.
That's not bad.
But it's so insulting because Ian Carmel is like in good shape now, but he's also way fatter than I ever was. I mean, he was so fat, and now he looks great. But like,
Yeah.
Come on the podcast. We'll talk shit about
the most,
him.
I love Ian though. He's great. The most, you want to guess the comedian I get the most?
Is it comedian or is it actor?
It's a comedian / actor.
I want to know who you think.
Why? What are you gonna say?
I thought
What fat piece of shit actor were you gonna say?
Louise Guzman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I never got that. No.
Oh boy.
That's like
Oh boy.
you're just trying to think of a thinner Latino person.
No, that's what I.
I like that. You're focusing more on the short. I like that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. What's also like the idea that people would know who that is and would say that? Like, you are in a bubble, my friend. I assume you mostly
very
get
accomplished
reoccurring
actor.
Paul Thomas Anderson supporting role Louis Guzman. He does have an episode in Community, which is very funny.
yeah, it's
I get Artie Lang the most, which is upsetting because Artie Lang
he has no
is
nose.
deformed.
Yeah.
And that still has yet to distinguish him from me
has
enough
a
to not get.
concave nose.
Yeah, it's literally like you look a little like Freddy Krueger. Has anyone ever told you that? It's just like insane.
Oh boy.
Incredible stuff, dude. That's
I'm really
great.
sorry about the Louise
Well,
Guzman
no,
thing.
that's fine. I mean, it's just like all it is they're just comparing you to other fat people. It's like you
I
look
actually
like
think
this other fat.
the Ian thing. I wonder if it's a voice thing. I kind of I see that a
Boys
little
were
bit more.
Jewish.
Okay, let's do the next one.
Okay.
Let's do two more,
But
maybe.
people
and
say
then
my
do-
voice is more like Artie Lang.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess they think
I
my
don't
voice
hear
is
that
very
at all.
hoarse or something.
I don't
or
think
like,
it is.
Or like, yeah, I don't know. That's what I get. Yeah.
I guess maybe if you raise your voice, it's a little more whatever. But I don't think.
I think it's also maybe a disheveled vibe.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here's a tweet you had, Raanan. Now that
Oh,
OJ
God.
Simpson is dead, get ready for the woke police to dig into his past to find out some shady he did. Something shady, he did.
shit he did.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
shady, yeah.
And then the replies are, we have to dig? LOL. We already know his shady shit. And then another reply is, as if there ain't info out
I
there.
know. It's like insane.
Do people
Like murder? God, I hope this is sarcasm.
How often does this happen? That's what I want to
Well,
know.
that tweet did very well.
It did.
And I think when a tweet does very well, and this is, I don't know. When we tweet, we think of ourselves, oh, we're a comedian. Everyone knows we're a comedian.
Sure.
So when it does well, though, I guess people don't even realize
It gets
they don't
outside
know
of your
they don't know
sphere.
you're a comedian.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy's an idiot.
which I guess it's like at first it seems so stupid that people would do that, but I mean I don't know. It is stupid. That's so clearly a joke.
Yeah.
Those are really dumb. And there's also some people like deeply offended. Like,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like deeply offended that I think he hasn't done. Yeah, I mean it's insane. I mean, isn't that so clearly a joke? No matter
Yeah.
who. Also, that's not a good excuse I just said because everyone's trying to be funny on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
don't know if you're not a
there
news
are people
organization.
trying to go the journalist route, but this clearly is a fucking. It's not journalism.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
so, and then they think they're making the joke. They're
Yeah.
like, you don't have to dig that far.
Yeah.
Right.
The worst is when I make fun of myself for something, and then someone in the comments makes fun of me for the same thing.
like
that,
for being like a fat gross
yeah,
loser.
and then they just add like I'm like that was my joke. It's just like that is like the most frustrating.
Yeah.
Sure.
A couple more like, were you born in the late 2000s?
It's just people not understanding it. That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, people are dumb.
So we got to do our final seg.
Yeah.
We got to do our final seg. This is where we write a reply for you.
Oh, nice. This is a good idea for a podcast.
We're gonna respond from our account and defend your honor.
It's so funny. You're talking about all these ones that are like not. I've had
more, but we're running out of
I've
time.
had comments that have like kept me up at night.
But also, well, I guess I should have asked you. Maybe I should have asked you to do one thing before the podcast then. But but we try not to do the ones where like kill yourself, blah blah blah. Like,
I could give a shit about kill yourself.
What's one that keeps
anyone
you
who
up at
cares
night?
about kill yourself? It's like who cares? That's not personal at all.
No.
Wait.
That's hack.
Yeah, hack.
Yeah.
Wait is the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst is when someone's like, "You should do some push-ups." Like that's like the meanest. Anything that's like actually just
You're like, I can't.
that was my reply. Anything that's like middle school shit.
Yeah.
The worst are the ones where it's so mean. You're sad for yourself, but you're also just sad for humanity. You're like, why is someone so mean?
Sure.
But the social media is the ultimate Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Well, all our id just goes into this fucking online shit. You know, all our worst impulses.
Just so people can mine our data. It's crazy. There's literally no reason we do this.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
stupid.
We've all lost faith in humanity just so Facebook can give up our shit to Target.
So hilarious.
So here's the one we're going to reply to. He says, if you ever feel useless, just think about the mic he is holding.
This is during your Corden set.
Oh.
So you're, you know.
But that's not even an insult because I deliberately lower my mic. We actually
you get a lot of loud comments, I'm assuming.
Loud comments, I used to hate that a lot. But that's not even that bad because I actually rehearsed that, so I was going to lower my mic because obviously the mic is what. Also, the thing that's stupid about him is he doesn't realize like the mic actually doesn't work anyway.
Right.
Like the mic is not. Yeah, the mic's
you
not.
got a lav on, and then this is just for show.
So the mic is always useless. But I deliberately we practice for me to lower the mic for certain.
I was watching. I saw like the beginning of your set on Wednesday, and I was like very enamored. You knew exactly.
Wait, Wednesday?
Yeah, I didn't get to see you. I had to leave.
Oh, okay.
I saw Max and I saw Grant. And then
very
I was
funny by those
I was
comments.
like, tell
they're great.
Raanan he sucks. That's literally what I said when I left. But you know exactly where to. I'm like, I'm very impressed with your mic.
My mic.
It's very good because it's hard to know the thing.
Well, I used to. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Comedy, not for me. But this guy can hold a mic. Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
motherfucker.
The
That's so
raising,
enjoyable. I
the
like your
lowering.
mic skills.
Yeah. There's a real art to that, doing this. Real good stuff there, Ben. Good compliment.
I used to. When I started out, I'm always been a loud comic. It was something I was very insecure about.
Same here.
And really? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a screamer.
And and I learned over the years because sometimes mics can be are typically hot. I've tried to keep the mic lower, so I'm not because I'm not getting it being too loud. And you see that with open micers a lot. They eat the mic.
Oh yeah.
And then some of them eat the mic.
These guys, I hate these guys.
Yeah.
So I was eating someone's fucking dirty
and then
ass.
they yell into the mic, and you're like, "This is brutal." Yeah.
It's like I got to get near that thing later. Get it away.
But yeah, it's pretty simple. It's because I've tried in the last couple of years to have way more quieter moments to have variety. But you lower the mic when you're yelling, but then you have some quiet moments where you then kind of can put the mic pretty high up, But yeah, I appreciate your compliment that had nothing to do with my material or
I didn't see it. Your riffs about Minneapolis at the beginning were great. I love it.
did you see a minute?
Literally, it's not a minute.
Do you want to read yours first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
This is actually in line. So again, what was the comment? Let me go back to
The comment, if you ever feel useless, ... just think about the mic he is holding.
Okay.
39 likes.
So what I that's great. 39 likes is really funny to me. So what I wrote was he's actually wearing a wireless mic too, so the handheld mic is just for show. So perhaps a better use would be to jam it up your ass, you loser fuck.
Did you actually reply that?
Not yet.
We might.
And then I go, thanks for watching.
I replied with feeling useless. Oh, believe me, brother, I have. That's what brought me to this great art form. My first passion was competitive screaming. My family got me into it. You see, one
That's
day...
just making fun of me.
Hold on. You see, one day we were at the beach and a bee stung me and the scream I emitted shattered a glass. That's when they knew something was there. I competed on the indie circuit for years, winning multiple regional screamies. After about a decade of this grind, I made it to the World Hollering Jamboree, only to lose to Gary Busey in the semis. This failure sent me on a path of despair and rediscovery that eventually brought me to God's favorite medium, stand-up comedy. Microphones can't feel useless, but young men wiping Gary Busey's shriek spit from their brow sure can. But it's what you use that feeling for, and I chose to use it to inspire, you ignoramus fuck.
The alt comic reply.
You get to pick which one you
Classic
want us
alt
to
comic
respond.
reply, overestimating how many people know different references.
I don't know. I went for it.
Which
I
one would
find
you
very
like us to
imaginative.
post? You want Mike? You want us to post Mike's or mine? It's up to you.
What was yours again? I totally forgot. After
Yeah, that's probably a good sign.
after that fucking novel.
I go, he's actually wearing a wireless mic too, so the handheld mic is just for show. Ellipses. So perhaps a better use would be to jam it up your ass, you loser fuck. Thanks for watching.
It's really wild classic. It's like the hack or the alt comic. Who do I choose?
Go back to the fucking Borscht
The
Belt.
overly imaginative, but
That's
thing
the
that they won't
intersection.
understand,
Yeah.
or the derivative comeback line that they will understand.
They need to know that I wanted to jam it up their ass.
Yeah. We both phoned it in, but in different ways.
That's kind of the basis of this podcast.
Are you doing it am I the one replying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
No. We're doing it from we have an account.
I think I like yours more just because it's more. It's a little more jam it up your ass is a little like, you know, oh yeah, fuck you. You know, it's a little like, but yours is like imaginative and
You could win a regional.
No one,
also-
asked,
can I-
no one. You literally just have to pick one. You don't have to break down why.
But can I also be honest though too? Like, I don't think what he was saying was that mean. So I don't want to like send that much hate.
It makes
and
sense.
he won't understand what you're saying, so then he won't be hurt. Because I actually think that's kind of funny what he said. You know?
Yeah. I am going to link my profile to it too.
All right, we got Mike on that one. We'll do that
Yeah.
one.
Dub.
That's great. Raanan, anything you want to?
Anything you want to plug?
When did this come out?
Who knows?
Month-
Could be a
You're
while.
that backed up?
Yeah, we got some more
Jeez.
popular
Oh,
guys.
you do it every week with Acme, huh?
We're in the
No,
can.
no.
We try.
Oh, you have so many comics coming.
It's a good pipeline. Yeah.
In a month. I'm sure. You know what? Most likely, my special.
Yeah, plug your special.
Excellent.
What are we talking about?
I don't know if he'll official. I'm getting the release date pretty soon. I don't know
It'll
if
be coming out around then.
Yeah,
right?
I'll be coming. Go check out my special. It's called Brave, and it's on YouTube. So just type in Brave, Raanan Hershberg. I also bought a domain name that makes me sound a little mentally handicapped, but go to bravespecial.com and I'm serious. I bought that domain. Bravespecial.com.
What a self-troll that.
Go to bravespecial.com. Well, you need a domain name. It can, it's hard to be like, go to YouTube, just type in Brave, and then type in my name, RAAAAAA, so bravespecial.com. Go to there, it'll be on there. Yeah.
You gotta make it. You gotta dumb it down for people.
What do you bravespecial.com is not? Oh, that is.
Yeah, you gotta make it as
No,
easy
I can't
as
say
possible.
like just type in Brave.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you got?
At Just Mike Lester on all socials. Check me out there. Neil, you got anything? Neil Face on Instagram. 7 Swords for all his music. Ben.
At Shaq Katzner on everything. Coming to any of my live shows. We got a weekly at Zora Darling here. Raanan was supposed to be on it, but he didn't show up.
That's fair.
It was whatever. It could be anybody.
Understandable.
It's really fun. We like it. 9 p.m. every Thursday. I got a monthly show. Come to that. Check us out on tour. We're going to be in Austin. We're going to be in Houston. Maybe San Antonio. Things line up. Things are going to be we're cooking some stuff here
In August.
Wow,
in,
nice.
in Minneapolis and just around Minnesota too. Our second leg of our tour. So come check us out. It's a lot of fun. And
Also, if you need a troll that needs responding to, email us a screenshot at trollholepod@gmail.com.
yeah. And as always, go to hell.
Go to hell.
Go to hell.
Till next time,
hell.
go to
Go to
hell.
hell.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.